Hello everybody, it's Sarah, and today I thought I'd film a little review of Howl's Moving Castle book versus movie. And I will try to keep this review as spoiler-free as possible, but I'm not sure how I'll manage because I probably will have to go into some detail for some comparisons. But if I do, I will tell you beforehand so you can mute or something. I read the book and rewatched the movie for the Booktubeathon 2016, and this was the first book that I read for the Booktubeathon, and it was written by Diana Wynne Jones. The movie, of course, is a movie by the famous Japanese studio Ghibli, and it is by the amazing director Hayao Myazaki, who probably is like the only director who I know by name because I usually don't really care about that stuff. I'm not that much of a film nerd. Let's start with a summary of both of those. While I think the main plot does differ a lot from book to movie, the main points of the characters and of the stuff that happens, even though it happens for different reasons, is the same in both book and movie. This is the story of a young girl named Sophie Hatter, who is a hatter in this little town, and outside of her town lives a wizard in a moving castle, and that wizard's name, of course, is Howl. So one day Sophie is enchanted by a wicked witch who is called the Witch of the Waste, and she is enchanted to look like a 90-year-old lady. Sophie notices that she can't really stay at home, or at least she doesn't want to stay at home. So she goes on a journey and ends up in this moving castle of the wizard Howl, who she thought was a bad guy, but who might not be as bad as she always thought. And that is the main storyline. Let's start with the book. I like the book, I enjoyed it. I think I might be too old for a children's book at this point to really give them 5 stars and to really enjoy them. But I did enjoy the writing. I really enjoyed Sophie. I think she was a very compelling character, and I personally identified a lot with her because she does have a lot of self-confidence issues, and I think that's a part that every girl or woman can relate to at one point in their life. It's not that she's generally lacking self-confidence, but that there's just, for example, she doesn't think she looks pretty, and there's a lot of times that she's just too nice to be self-confident, if that makes any sense. And so yeah, I think this definitely is a book that a lot of people should read, that a lot of people should read to their children, maybe especially girls, because I think that they can learn a lot from this book. I just liked it, but I love the movie so much more. And I am not sure if that is because I have seen it so many times and I have seen it before I read the book, but I just love most of the characters more in the movie. I think a lot of the side characters, like for example the Scarecrow and Michael and the dog and also the Witch of the Waste, are a bit better developed in the movie than in the book. The only character which I really liked better in the book was Sophie herself, and I think that was because we kind of got to see the whole story from her point of view, so we got to see a bit more of her. But I, for example, liked Howl also a lot better in the movie. By the way, he's one of my fictional boyfriends since forever. But I liked him better because he wasn't as vain as in the book. Like in the movie, he is mostly just a coward, and there is only really one scene where you notice how vain Howl really is. And also I like the relationship between Sophie and Howl a lot better in the movie than in the book, because I think that in the movie it's more like a forth and back between the two of them. They both help each other's character develop, and they both help each other become a better person. and in the book that's not really the case. Yeah, so I really overall liked the movie better. What I do have to criticize about the movie is that it's a bit all over the place. I remember when I first watched it, I was really confused. I didn't know what was going on, why was there a war, and why did they do this suddenly and that suddenly. And I think that is already everything that I have to say about this book to movie adaptation. I hope you enjoyed this review. If you did, please subscribe. All the links to my social media are in the description box down below, so you can go and follow me or friend me there. And I hope I'll see you guys soon. Kiss kiss!